Good morning, everybody. Just waiting for everyone
Good
to join.
morning.
Good morning. Just give a couple of minutes for everybody to join. I still have people in the waiting room that are spinning trying to join. Please write your name in the chat if you did not already.
Good morning, Miss Amanda.
Good morning.
Morning, Miss Amanda.
Good morning.
Miss Amanda, I had one question.
I don't know who's talking. You have to raise your hand so that I'll know who I'm speaking to, please. Yes, Muhammad. Yes, Muhammad.
I had one question.
What's up?
When I send you my homeworks, it doesn't tell me that it's sent. It just make a sound and that's it. Is it sent?
No, honey, if you look in your sent folder right after you send it, there's a sent folder right under inbox. You have a folder called sent, S-E-N-T. When you send any email, it shows up in your sent folder. You can tell right after you send it whether or not it's sent correctly. If it didn't send correctly, you're going to get an error message.
Okay.
Okay, so if you don't get an error message, you can assume it's sent correctly. But you can also check your sent folder and it will have a copy of the email that you sent.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, honey? All right, I'm going to
Hi, Miss Amanda. Miss Amanda, you're muted.
Yes, Leanne, what's your question, dear? Hello? Leanne, you closed your mic? Here you go, honey.
Yes.
What's your question?
Hi, Miss Amanda.
Hi, good
Miss
morning.
Amanda, yesterday I told you that I didn't know if I sent the project and homework if I didn't send you the project and the homework, but
Yes?
I pressed the sent folder and
Yes?
and it sent.
Yes. As soon as you send any email, you can check the sent folder right after, and it will show a copy inside. That way you know you sent it correctly. And emails, if it doesn't send correctly, it gives you an error message right away. It tells you that something's wrong.
Yes.
It doesn't just
It
leave you.
tells that
If it doesn't send, it's going to tell you it didn't send, okay? So you guys can
okay, thank
always,
you.
you're welcome back. You can always go and check your sent folder to check to make sure that it's sent properly. But also, if it has a problem sending, okay. I have no idea why my mic keeps muting. It's done that 4 times now. Let me just double check the settings quickly. Okay. Remember to write your name in the chat box for attendance. Students who do not attend are reported to administration as per administration's rules. So we definitely want to make sure that we write our name in for attendance. Okay, let's take a look at your vocabulary first. Okay. And once again, make sure your name is in the chat box. You only need to write your name once. Okay, you only need to write it once. All right, so let's take a look. I have no idea. 1 second. Let me change this because when it's saying that the box on my screen, I have boxes with your names on them, and it says that it's too close to this picture. So let's change it, and let me just open the whole screen. And this will hopefully keep that from showing up on your window. Let's try this one. Just a second. Never had it do that box before. Very strange. Okay, let's try now. Okay, you should be able to see my screen now. Leanne, if you can see my screen, please raise your hand. Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Leanne. Thank you. Thank you. All right. You can put your hands down, please. Thank you so much. Okay, let's go back to grade 4. Here we go. Let's start with our vocabulary. Okay, let's start with the vocabulary. If you'd like to read one of the vocabulary words for us and the definition, raise your hand. I'll take the first 8 names. Okay, the first 8 that raise their hand. I'll let you read the definitions for us. I want everybody participating today. I don't want anybody sitting at the bottom of the chart. Okay, we're all going to raise our hand and take part. Muhammad, read the first one for us, please. Nice, loud, and clear.
Okay. Assigned. Gave out a task.
All right, so assigned is to give out a task. Notice that it's past tense.
Yes.
Okay, past tense because you have already given the assignment. So assigned is when you give someone something to do. You assign them a task. Okay, very good, Muhammad. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Jenna, can you read the sentence for assigned for us?
The teacher assigned the student extra homework because he was late.
Ha 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 ha. That's a good idea. I'm going to start to give you guys extra homework when you're late. All right. Thank you, Jenna. Okay, next word, generosity. Generosity. So assigned is the verb in the past tense of assignment. Assignment is the noun, assigned is the verb, but in the past tense. So an assignment is something that you are given to do, the thing. Assigned is the verb, the action of giving it to you. All right, thank you, Jenna and Muhammad. All right, next word, generosity. Jumana, can you read the definition for us?
Yes. The characteristic of characteristic of being willing to share or give freely.
Okay, I want you to get that word out. I want you to break it into small parts and say it.
Characteristic.
Characteristic.
I can't say it.
You can. You just practice, okay? You practice saying it. You'll get it. All right. So the characteristic Jumana told us, the characteristic of being willing and happy to share with someone. You're not a selfish person. You like to share. It makes you feel good to share. You're happy when you share. Okay? All right. Let's see. Who's at the list now? Ragmini, can you read the sentence for generosity for us, please?
Of course, 1 minute. 1 minute. Okay.
It's on the screen as well. You can see it on the screen too, honey.
Yes, the characteristics of
No, not the definition. Not the definition. Jemana read the definition. I want you to read the sample sentence.
Okay, the man showed his generosity by putting $20 in the can for the charity.
Okay, thank you. Yes, that's right. The man showed his generosity. The man was giving in an unselfish way by putting money into the can for charity. Charity is when people collect money to help others. Okay, very good. Thank you very much. All right, next word, gingerly. Gingerly, Reem. Definition, please.
Carefully and a cautious manner.
Okay, so to do something carefully or with extreme caution, right? To do it in a cautious manner. That means to be careful, to do something carefully. Thank you, Reem. Tahir, can you read the sentence for us for gingerly, please?
Yes.
You have to mute the mic on. Yeah, there you go. Can you read the sentence for gingerly, please?
It's carefully or in a cautious manner.
Yeah, Reem just read the definition. I'm asking you to read the sample sentence, please.
Gingerly.
For gingerly, it's right here on the screen.
The girl stepped gingerly into the waves.
Okay, so that means that she walked into the waves in a very careful and cautious way. Thank you, Tahir. All right, Wahba. How about you? Can you give us the definition of mature?
Having characteristics of an adult.
That's right. To be mature is when you behave in a manner like you are an adult, like you are a big person. I'm sure many of you have heard people say before, oh, he's very mature, meaning that he doesn't behave like a child, he behaves like an adult person. Okay, all right. Read the sentence for us, please. Thank you, Wahba. Layan, can you read the sentence for us, please, for mature?
Yeah, sure. Tom's father said that he was mature enough to ride the train by himself.
Okay, very good. Tom's father said he was mature, meaning he behaves in a way and he handles himself like an adult, not like a child. And so he's trusted to ride the train by himself. Very good, honey. Thank you.
Miss Amanda, can I tell you something?
What, dear?
Is mature means something that he's not a kid to do it. He is like big enough to do something.
No. Well, it can mean, but in this particular sentence, it's the way he behaves. But it can also mean, mature can mean that you have reached a certain age and are able to do things.
Okay.
So it can mean both. But in our sentence, it's talking about the way that he behaved, okay?
Okay,
all right,
thank
so
you.
mature is to behave in a way that is like an adult. All right, so let's see. Who is next? Let me go back to the top of the list. When you guys put your hands down, you drop to the bottom. Medic, can you read the next word for us, the definition, please? For organizations.
Sure. Organizations, groups of people who join together for a specific purpose. Yeah,
that means that they have something in mind that they want to do. So these people come together and they join together because they have something that they want to accomplish together as a group. So the organization is the group that came together to work together. Okay, thank you very much, Malik.
You're welcome.
All right, Farah, can you read for us, please, the sentence for organizations?
Yes. Students signed up for information about recycling organizations.
Okay, so this means that a group of students are getting together to start a recycling program and to become a group of people who work to recycle. Okay, so organization is the group that they form. Thank you, Farah. All right, Hamza, can you do residence for us, please? The definition? Hello, Hamza. I can't hear you, dear. Is your mic working?
Yes,
There we go. Good morning, Hamza. Are you sleeping? Hello. All right, Hamza, I'll come back to you. Make sure that you guys are ready when I call on you to answer. Yusuf, how about you? Can you give us the definition of residence, please?
Yes, people who live in a particular place.
That's exactly right. This is a residents are the people who live in a particular place. Like if we say the residents of Port Said, that's the people who live in Port Said. If we say the residents of Ishla Iswahil, I hope I say that right. I say it very strangely, I know. Ishla Iswahil. If we say that, then we're talking about the people who live in Ishla, in the area I said. Okay, so if you talk about a particular area and you say the residents of that area, you're talking about the people that live in that area. Okay, thank you, Yusuf. All right. The sentence, please, for residents. Muaz.
Mrs. Seal enjoyed talking with the residents of the nursing home.
Okay. So the residents of the nursing home are the people who live in the nursing home. Okay, we know you can look at the picture. A nursing home is for people who are a bit older and need some assistance and help. Okay, so these are the residents, the people who live in the nursing home. Thank you, Muaz. All right. Hamza, are you ready now? Can you read the definition for scattered, please?
Sure. Through and spread about in different places.
Yeah, to scatter something means to spread it out or throw it or thrown about. Okay, like for instance, the first thing that comes to my mind when I talk about scattering, you know, if you were going to feed birds and you're going to throw seeds out for the bird, you just kind of throw them out and they kind of fly everywhere across the field. So this is what scattered means, to spread it out, to throw it about, okay? All right, let's read the sentence, please. Thank you, Hamza. Let's read the sentence, please, for scattered. Iyad.
Selective. Tina was
No,
selective
no, no, no,
about.
no, 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 no. I asked you to read the sentence for scattered, please.
Okay. The sheep were scattered across the meadow.
Meadow, okay, across the meadow. All right, so a meadow is a big open field. The sheep are scattered, meaning that they are just all over the place in no particular order. They're just spread out across the meadow. Okay, thank you, Iyad.
You're welcome.
All right, Aisel, can you give us the definition, please, for selective? Did you write your selective?
Yeah, read the finished.
The definition. I want you to tell me the definition. Did you write your definitions last night for homework?
Yeah.
Okay, selective.
Selective, able to pick out carefully.
Okay, so selective is when you make a choice and you do it in a very careful way. Like you're particular and you care about what you're choosing, so you're extremely careful when you make the choice. This is selective. Thank you, Isel. All right, Pilar, can you read the sentence for us for selective, please? Pilar, can you read the sentence for selective? It's on the screen there.
Yes,
Okay.
Tina was selective about choosing only the
Freshest.
freshest fruits and vegetables.
Excellent. Okay, thank you so much. So when she picks her fruits and vegetables, she's very careful about what she chooses. So she is selective. Okay, thank you very much. All right. I'm going to put everybody's hand down for just 1 second. We're going to move on to the story in your reading writing workshop on page 180. Page 180. If you could please take out your books and open to page 180. I'm going to quickly review the vocabulary for you. Assigned, we said, means to give you something to do. It is in the past tense, so it means you have already been given something to do. Generosity is to share in a way that makes you happy and you are more than willing to share. Gingerly means to proceed in a cautious way. Mature means to behave in the mannerisms and characteristics of an adult. An organization is a group of people who come together for a specific purpose. Residents are the people that live in a particular area. Scattered is to be spread out or thrown about. Selective means to make a careful choice, okay? All right, Farida, do you have a question?
Yes, I just wanted to ask, did you all read the persuasive writing project?
Yeah, we read some of them yesterday. If we have enough time at the end of the class today, I will ask people to read that didn't read yesterday, okay?
All right.
All right. Everybody read one of their projects yesterday, except for Wahba, I think, who messaged me and told me that I missed him. So I'll let Wahba read one of his projects today. Everybody read one because of time. If we have enough time, I'll let people read their second project, if they have time, or if I missed anyone else who did not get a chance to read the first project yesterday. Although I thought I remembered Wahba reading, but anyway, I must have missed him. Okay. All right. Leanne, do you have a question?
Yes, in the vocabulary words, I don't understand the word generosity.
Generous means that you are willing to give of yourself in an unselfish manner. Like you have no problems helping someone. You're generous with your time. You have no problems giving money to someone if they need help. You have no problems donating things if people need. You give more than you have to, and you enjoy doing it. You do it in a way that makes you happy.
Okay, thank you. And scattered.
Scatter means to be thrown about. Imagine you have bird seed in your hand and you're going to feed birds. So you walk outside and you throw the bird seed on the ground. What's going to happen to the bird seed?
They're gonna spread.
Yeah, they're going to spread out. That's scattered. When something
Okay,
is spread out, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, honey. All right. Sarah, do you have a question? Hello, do you have a question? Tahir, do you have a question?
No.
Okay, if you guys don't have questions, put
I
your
was
hands up, please.
asking which book, but I found out which book.
Yeah, reading, writing workshop, honey. Moaz, do you have a question?
Yes, miss. Yesterday I didn't read.
Okay, honey, remind me at the end when I ask, okay? I'll ask you
Okay.
to raise your hands for those who didn't read. You didn't read one of your projects yesterday? I'll ask at the end. Make sure you raise your hand for me, okay? All right, let's move on to the story, Remembering Hurricane Katrina. Hurricane Katrina was a very big storm that hit America, the Gulf Coast, I believe, and it was a very dangerous storm. So we're going to read about this story that recaps what happened during Hurricane Katrina. If we notice our question at the bottom, it says, in what ways can you help your community? So we're going to read and we're going to look for ways that people helped their community, okay? All right. Let's see. Just want to check the time. I'm a little worried about time. All right. I'm going to read today only because we have concern about the time. So I'm going to read for you. Please follow along in your book with me as I read. Remembering Hurricane Katrina. This story is realistic fiction. So this story didn't actually happen, but it's based on a Hurricane Katrina was actually a real hurricane. But this is realistic fiction because the characters, the settings, and the plot are made up, okay? Leaning over my steering wheel, I watched the heavy clouds roll in. The sky became a darker shade of gray, and raindrops were soon scattered across my windshield. That means there were little raindrops spread out all across the windshield. A storm was coming. Glancing at the boxes of clothes stacked in the back seat, I smiled to myself. A torrential downpour of rain began beating against my windshield as lightning flickered across the sky. I pulled the car off the road until my driving visibility improved. People on the sidewalk held purses and briefcases over their heads in a futile effort to keep from getting wet. Children screamed and danced around in the downpour. The rain reminded me of another storm 10 years earlier. Oh, this is Hurricane Katrina. So it's talking about a storm that happened 10 years after Hurricane Katrina. Hurricane Katrina, and of course it is made up. It's realistic fiction. Okay, it says that people were trying desperately to keep themselves from getting wet and holding bags and stuff over their head during the rainstorm. Hurricane Katrina slammed into the Gulf Coast of the United States when I was 9 years old. The ferocious storm, please stop chatting, people. The ferocious storm caused untold amounts of damage. One of my strongest memories from that time was watching the evening news with my aunt. A reporter stood inside the Houston Astrodome, surrounded by thousands of people. They all shared the same weary expression. Many wore torn and dirty clothes, and some had no shoes on their feet. They slowly shuffled along, their faces full of sadness. Are they here because of the hurricane? I asked softly. Aunt Lucia nodded. See, Hector, these people are from New Orleans, Louisiana. Just a few days ago, Hurricane Katrina destroyed their homes and possessions, and they lost everything they owned. So now they are temporary residents of the Astrodome. That means that temporarily they are the people who are living inside the Astrodome. The Astrodome is a big place for sporting events. It's a place for them to stay until it's safe to go home. I knew a lot about Katrina. The storm had formed in hot and humid tropical weather and traveled north. It had come so close to Texas that I worried it would strike. I'm sorry, I lost my place for a second. That I worried it would strike us in Houston. It missed us, but other cities were not so lucky. The TV news reporter looked around. People tried to speak to her, but she was being selective about whom she wanted to interview. That means she was making very careful choices about who she spoke to. I noticed a little boy sitting behind her on a cot, hugging an old teddy bear. Watching him, I knew I had to do something. The next day, my friends joined me at our volunteer club, the Houston Helpers, and together we devised a plan. We wanted to collect toys and give them to the kids at the Astrodome because donating the toys would bring some happiness into the lives of those families and of these families. Anxious to get started, we made lists of what we needed to do. Then every one of us was assigned a specific task. Everyone was given a specific task that they had to do. Everyone was given a specific job to do. Assigned means that it was given to them. We agreed to spread the word to our schools and other organizations. Remember, we said organization is a group of people who come together for a specific purpose because they want to accomplish something. So these organizations are groups that want to help. 3 days later, after Herculean effort on our part, the donation bins were overflowing with new toys. Herculean means it's a reference to Hercules, who was extremely strong, and so the Herculean effort means that they put forth a really, really great effort, and they used his name because he was ridiculously strong and always worked very hard. I'll never forget the day when we entered the Astrodome with our gifts. Children flew towards us from all directions. Smiles lit up their faces as we pulled toys from our bags. Grateful parents thanked us for our generosity and complimented our group leaders on how thoughtful and mature we all were. Remember, generosity means that they gave in a way that was, they were willing to help and they were happy about helping, and they gave more than they had to. And the mature, thoughtful and mature is how they behave. They handled themselves like adults. They carried themselves in a good manner, and they were not childlike. Buzz, my cell phone jolted me back to the present, and I noticed that the storm had passed. Hector? See, yes, hi, Jeannie. Do you have the donations? A few more families have arrived. More victims of yesterday's tornado. Yes, I have the clothing donations. The storm delayed me, but I'll be there soon. So he's taking boxes of clothing to help the people who lost everything in the storm. I gingerly eased my car into the suddenly busy traffic. He carefully pulled out into the traffic. It felt good to know that I was making a difference again. Okay? All right, so this is a story to help you understand your vocabulary. It's also a nice story. What are ways that you can help your community? This was the question that I told you we would answer after. If you know of a way from the story that you can help your community, please raise your hand. All right, I'll take the first three. Leanne, what's a way that you can help your community?
Being generosity and helping them if they really need something.
Okay, so to be generous and to give to people, yes, that's one way to help. Thank you very much. Sarah, what's another way that we can help our communities?
We can donate to the community, and
That's right.
donate to the people, like to the young children in the community. We can donate to them.
That's right. We can make donations to help the children and the families that need help. Very good. Thank you, honey. All right, Muhammad, how about you?
We can donate a lot of money and then we will get builders and build back the homes.
Oh, that's wonderful. If we were to collect donations for money and then use that money to help rebuild the homes that were destroyed. Very good, Muhammad. Excellent. All right, let's move on. We're going to move now to our literary terms. So you need your English notebook. You need your notebook to write your literary terms, okay? I'll try to put this on the side. I'm not sure if I can, but I'm going to give it a try, okay? Let's see. So in your notebooks, we're going to write the literary terms for the week. All right. The first word we have is visualize. Now, we've taken visualize before. Who can tell me what visualize means? Okay, I have lots of hands up. So if you can't answer the visualize question, please put your hands down, because I know your hands were up to answer the last question. Okay, we've taken visualize several times before. What does visualize mean, Melik?
Visualize is when you picture the events, characters, and settings in your mind to help you better understand the story.
Okay, that's right. So when you're reading, you can imagine what the events look like, the characters look like, the place that the story is happening. You can imagine these things in your mind. You use the description from the story to help you understand. Okay, so we make a picture in our mind. Okay, thank you, Melik. All right, so the first word that you should write is visualize. And we will write to imagine in your mind the events, characters, and setting. To imagine in your mind the events, characters, or setting. Okay? To imagine in your mind the events, characters, or setting. All right, we have less than 1 minute. So it's going, sorry, we have less than 1 minute.